We're going to record this just in case I say something intelligent, which I make no promises. Okay. One thing, Juan Carlos Nuno, can you please put your information in the chat box, because people have stuff for you.
Will do.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good job. On that note, one more I know I keep getting off topic here. In your name in the chat box, or in your name on your Zoom box, I would highly recommend after your name, you put the area that you work. As Juan Carlos Nunez, Palm Springs, Eddie says Corona, Punam is San Jose, Alex is Irvine, Kathy says Orange County, Joey San Jacinto, Tiffany Arcadia. You get the point. Because we have people prospecting here, and then someone says, hey, I'm looking for an agent in Palm Springs, and we look up on this board and say, hey, we have a guy here that's every day is from Palm Springs. So helps out. We've had referrals that way. We actually connected. I don't think he's on. They're not on here right now. This is really cool. One of the people that comes to our role play every week is from Alaska. Okay. Anna Perova is from Alaska. Frank Sincata is from Chicago. So Anna reaches out to me one day and she says, I have a referral for someone in Arlington Heights, Illinois. And so she connects with Frank. I said, you should call Frank. She connects with Frank. They got a referral. She sent a referral for the seller. So through this whole Zoom community that we've created, a person in Alaska met a person in Chicago, and they're passing referrals along from each other. So really cool stuff. All right. So here's what I want you to write down at the top of your page. Here's what I want you to write down at the top of your page. Hell yes or no. Hell yes or no. So I learned this idea from a guy named Derek Sivers. Derek Sivers is he's not someone that most people would know. He is a venture capitalist who is invested in a number of companies, has a lot of big startup companies, and has helped them kind of get off the ground and running, and provided a lot of different tools and stuff for some big startups that have turned out to be billion-dollar companies. Very, very smart guy. Very, very busy guy, because he's involved in so many different companies. And he has this concept of hell yes or no. Now, here's the thing. When somebody requests something of you, work-related, your response is either hell yes or no. The concept is to get rid of the, all right, I'll just do it. Okay, sure. Because when you do too many okay, sures, all right, I'll just do it. Yeah, no problem. When you do too many of those, it bogs down your day. And you end up spending too much of your day on that type of opportunity. And when you're spending your time on that type of opportunity, you miss the potential hell yes opportunities. So let me give you an example in real estate terms. You have a buyer. So you have someone who's interested in buying. They're an investor. They're not really motivated. They're looking for a deal. And if you can find me a deal, then I'll work with you. And you go, well, what area are you looking for? No particular area, anywhere in LA, Orange County. I'm pretty open. Just, you find me a deal. And you go, okay, sure. And you know that this is ridiculous, that you're going to spend any amount of time looking over 2 counties, trying to find a deal for an investor who's not really motivated, just say if something comes along. But you say, okay, sure. And so you spend time searching through the MLS, looking at different opportunities, figuring out what's going on. You spend all this time trying to appease this investor because, well, they worked with me once before 15 years ago. And by doing that, you're taking time away from prospecting your database and finding out that somebody that you helped buy a condo 3 years ago, has built up some equity, wants to sell that condo and move into a single family residence. You missed that hell yeah opportunity because you were spending time trying to find a deal for an investor who's not super motivated and wants you searching in 2 different counties. Okay, now I want you to be honest. How many of you here have done exactly that?
I have.
Yeah. Okay. Guilty. Present company included. Guilty. So what we need to do for the remainder of the year, and this is something you could certainly do as forever, but certainly over the next couple months, is we need to learn to say no more often. Okay. Who here is amiable? This is going to be hard.
Okay? I am.
Because this is going to be hard because amiables, they want to make everybody happy. And so saying no is more difficult. Okay. So, but we need to learn to say no more often. Otherwise, our day gets too bogged down. So here's the other thing. I want you to write this down. Thought fatigue. Thought fatigue. Now, I've read a variety of different articles, and there's a lot of different numbers that get thrown out on the average number of thoughts humans have per day, okay? I've seen articles up to like 60,000 and all these other different things. The one that seems to be the most common number in the articles that I've read is on average, humans have 6,200 thoughts per day. Okay, 6,200 thoughts per day is on average what a human being thinks. But here's what's really fascinating in these studies. Those that have less than the average are more productive than those that have more than the average. So I'm going to say that again. The average human being has 6,200 thoughts per day based on the most common number. Okay, the number doesn't really make a difference. But what they found is that those who have less than 6,200 thoughts per day are more productive than those that have more thoughts per day. Because the brain can only process so many productive thoughts in a day. So once you get past whatever your productive thought limit is, you enter into a dimension which is known as thought fatigue. And here's the thing, once you enter thought fatigue, you instantly become less productive because you lose focus, you lose energy, you're more tired, you lose motivation, you lose determination. So in order to keep yourself highly productive, you need to limit the amount of thoughts you have in a day. One of the ways you limit the amount of thoughts you have in a day is stop saying yes to everything that comes your way. And focus mainly on the things that are going to keep you in production. So let me ask you this. Why am I doing this class particularly today? In the last 2 months of the year, are there typically more listings or less listings that hit the market? Tim says less. Less. Are there more escrows or less escrows in the last 2 months of the year?
Less.
There's less. So therefore, if there's less listings, there's less escrows, you don't have time to waste when it comes to finding transactions. You need to act quickly. You need to act aggressively. You need to be Johnny on the spot. You need to be at every opportunity. You need to be in front of every person that's thinking about doing something. And you can't do that if you're off doing a CMA for someone who's going to sell in 9 months. You can't do that if you're trying to find a property for an investor who's looking for a deal across 2 counties. You can't do that if you're searching for homes for a buyer who doesn't have a pre-approval letter. See, you're gonna say, yeah, okay, yes, because it's a lead. It's a lead. Mike Ferry 101. All your bad leads are preventing you from getting good leads. Because we're saying, yes, Robert, I'm interested in buying a house. Can you show me some homes? Yeah, sure. Well, have you gotten pre-approved yet? Not yet, but I'm working on it. But I just want to see what's in the market before I get my credit ran and all these other different things. No. Repeat after me. No. Okay, let's try it in Spanish. No. All right, good. Just in case, just in case, we want to make sure we're all on the same page, right? No. I don't have time. There's less listings, there's less escrows. I don't have time to show you a home if you're not pre-approved yet, if you're not super motivated, if we haven't done a consultation. Because if I do that, that's taken me away from a potential listing or a potential buyer that is motivated. And there's not a lot of them in the last 2 months of the year. I can't take myself away from that opportunity. Hey, Robert, we're interested to know our value, and maybe you can run a CMA for us and kind of go over some of the numbers and all those different things. I would love to. When are you thinking about selling? Oh, we're not selling. Probably not till like another year or so. We just want to get an idea. So you think you could put together a comprehensive report? No. I could get, what? Here's, what I'll do? Oh, yeah, I'll give you a rough estimate. You go to Zillow. Your home's somewhere around 950. Oh, where'd you get that? I did some research. I went to Zillow.com. I'm not going to do a comprehensive report, a full CMA, because you're not selling for a year. I got to find somebody who's selling today. And if I take 30 minutes out of my day, an hour out of my day to do a CMA, run some reports, let you know what's going on your property that you're not going to do anything with for another year, I'm missing an opportunity to call an expired who's overpriced because the agent overpriced it, not because the seller did. I need to learn to say no to some of these types of things. Here, let me give you another example. You're going to start your prospecting, and someone in the office, TC, escrow, lender, whatever the case may be, say, hey, Robert, you got a minute? What should your response be?
No.
No. No. You know what I did? At 7:58, I did. But 8 o'clock, I started role playing. I ran out of minutes. I've exceeded my minutes. Tell you what, I have another minute available at 12:01 or 11:31 or 11:01, whatever your next minute is. But we can't miss any role play. We can't miss any prospecting, because if we do, we're missing the hell yes opportunities. In November and December, there's less listings, less escrows, but are there going to be some buyers and sellers that say, I want to buy or sell today? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. I feel like I'm talking to one person. Either that or nobody believes me. That's going to happen. There's going to be people out there.
I believe you.
Thank you, Fred. Got 2. One more and we have a team.
I found a buyer who I'm working with, Robert, and she's the neighbor of a listing they have in Rolling Heights. So
there you go.
I was door knocking and they're like, yeah, I know they're selling it, but I didn't see a sign. So can you help me get this property? And that's the next door neighbor.
There you go.
So I'm working with her now.
Beautiful. Good job. We have to be in front of the people, door knocking, calling, texting, emailing, whatever the case may be. Okay. But we say yes. We just, oh, yes. Yeah, I got a minute. No, I don't have a minute. Write this down. There's a book called The Slight Edge. Okay. Now everyone should read it, but Some people aren't readers, present company included. It's one of the things that I've had the biggest struggle with my, hey, Juan Carlos has it. Good job. There's a section in that book that talks about when you're fully focused on something, you're fully focused, and then you get distracted, it could take you up to 11 minutes to reach that level of focus you had before your distraction. Okay, so this is what I mean. You're prospecting. You're like, all right, I'm in my zone. Robert says there's opportunities out there. I believe him. I'm on the phone. Let's go. And then someone says, hey, Robert, you got a minute? And I say, yeah, no problem. What's up? Well, you know what? I just wanted to get your idea on this pricing. Could you take a look at this? Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, let me help you out. And then you do that. And you say, it's only going to be 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I'll help them out. Oh, yeah, it looks good. Then you get back. All right, I'm back on the phone. It could take 11 minutes for you to get back to that level of focus you were at before you said yes. Now, 11 minutes to some people is like, it's 11 minutes. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. Now, is it possible that you're going to get distracted more than once? Okay, so the distraction, there's one distraction is 11 minutes. Well, what if it happens twice? That's 22. What if it happens 3 times? That's 33. So what if you did that 3 times a day? That's 33 minutes a day that it takes you to get back to your level of focus, and you did that 5 days a week. That's 100 and we'll just call it 30. It's 150 minutes. It's 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours a week. There's 8 weeks left to go in the year. That's 20 hours. Now, 20 hours of prospecting is lost because you said yes. Do you have a minute? How many contacts can you make an hour? 8, 10? What do you think? Give me a realistic number. Does anyone here prospect?
6 to 10.
Okay, 6 to 10. All right. So let's call it 8. 20 hours, 8 contacts. That's 1,600 contacts. In 1,600 contacts, could you find a deal? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And your average commission, I mean, some of you might be 2 deals. Some of you might be 3 deals. And your average commission is what? 15 grand, 20 grand, 10 grand, 12 grand. So by simply saying yes a couple times a day, when you're prospecting, it's costing you potentially 1,600 contacts between now and the end of the year, which is going to cost you 1, 2, maybe 3 deals. What, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, $50,000. So now we're converting this to money. Do I have your attention now?
Yes. Hell yes.
Robert, when you said 6,200 thoughts, you were lost me. Thought fatigue. I have no idea. Whoa. 25 grand. Hold on. This is recorded, right? Because I missed the first 25 minutes. Now I've got the attention, but that's what we're doing to ourselves by saying yes so much. We're saying yes, and we're taking ourselves away from I'm using prospecting as an example, but it could be anything. It's just going to be 5 minutes. It's just going to be a couple minutes. Yeah, sure, I'll help you out, but it's taking you too long to focus. Now, let's be honest here. How many of you have ever gotten off track and realistically never got back on track the rest of the day?
It happens.
There's 5 of you that are telling the truth and 38 liars. How do I know that? Because I coach a lot of you. How come you didn't role play yesterday? I got off track and I just never got back on the role play. I'm raising my hand, by the way, because I'm guilty. Okay, this is not an indictment on you. We are in this together. We're like a support group. We're going to get special jackets made. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that distraction gets us off, and then that distraction leads us to another one, and then another one. And then we see someone else that we have. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? How was Halloween? What's the kid dress up at? Oh, let me see the photos. Oh, you know what? Gosh, now that you know what? Yeah, let's go get some coffee. Have some coffee. You know what? Now that I see you, oh yeah, you know, hey, by the way, did you contact this? Let me contact my TC. Now you're done. Just simply all because you just said, yeah. Instead of, hey, no, I'm prospecting right now. Hey, no, I'm role playing right now. Hey, do you think we could go do this? No, I got to go preview property. Well, do you think you can help me at 1 o'clock? No, that's when I'm doing my listing presentation role play. And don't take offense don't say this to them. I'll say it to them. I'll say it to them. If you're amiable, I'll say it to them. Don't take offense. But whatever you're going to ask them is not as important as their role play. Okay? Don't say that to them. They'll get mad. I'll do it. Okay? So call me. Hey, Robert, this person's bothering me. Can you call them and tell them that whatever they're going to ask me is not as important as my role play? Yes, I will. I don't enjoy doing that, but I will for your sake, because I need you to do your role play or your prospecting or your previewing. Okay. So I wrote down here next, say no more often. This goes for people outside of real estate. Because let's be honest. Who really distracts us the most? Not outside of ourselves. Who really distracts us the most? Is it other agents or outside people?
Family.
It's outside people. It's
my
family.
spouse.
Yeah. Your spouse, your kids, your mom, your dad, aunts, uncles, your friends. Now, as the November and December come around, do family and friends tend to get less distracting? No. No. They're going to get more distracted. I see Eddie shaking his head going, no. They're going to get more distracting. Because, hey, we got to figure out Christmas. We can talk about it later. I got things to do. Hey, are you busy? Yes. Yes, I am. Hey, we're thinking about coming over at 2 o'clock. You come over when the fuck you want. I'm not going to be there. You know, I'm not going to be there. I don't care. He's under the mat. Sorry for cursing, but sometimes it's just, when I talk about family, it just brings it out of me. Maybe it's mine family. It's a different topic. We'll talk about that another day. Remember support group? But they're going to be more distracting as let's talk about Thanksgiving. Let's talk about Hanukkah. Let's talk about Christmas. Let's talk about the kids being out of school. Let's talk about this. Hey, we're thinking about doing that. Can you get away from that? Can you take your time off to go see the lights? Can you do it's going to get more distracted. You have to say no. Hey, look, it's Tuesday. It's 3 o'clock. You think you can leave early? So we could maybe get some shopping done? No. I'm going to work. Tell you what. I have an idea. My hourly rate is $500 an hour. I will leave at 3 o'clock if you give me $1,000. Because I'm losing 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock hour. So you're costing me 2 hours. My rate is $500 an hour. Give me $1,000. I'm yours. Cough it up. Well, I'm not going to do that. Then leave me alone. I have work to do. Because you're bothering me for Christmas stuff. If I don't go to work, there is no Christmas. You're bothering me for Thanksgiving. If I don't go to work, there is no turkey. You're taking me away from this. You're making me feel bad. Oh, we want to take the kids there. I'm trying to provide for my kids. No. I have to prospect. I have to practice. I have to preview. I have to go to work. Now, if you have scheduled days off, take them off. So if you're taking off a week for the holidays, take it off. You deserve time off. Everybody deserves time off. Everyone deserves vacations. But on days you're scheduled to work, your family and friends, as the year goes on, they're going to be pulling at you. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, let's go snowboarding. No, we can go Saturday. Or here's a suggestion, never. But that's my personal thing. Never. Let's go snowboarding. No. Like not today, not. Ever? No? Did it once, don't like it, don't want to go. I live in Southern California because I don't like the cold. Imagine that. You know, my family left New Jersey because they don't like the snow. Why would I volunteer myself to go back? Makes no sense. Okay. Learn to say no, 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 no. I have a job to do. I have goals to hit. And there is still time this year for me to accomplish some really cool things. But I can only accomplish them if I'm focused constantly, because as we said, there's going to be less transactions, less escrows, less listings. And if I'm not completely focused, I will get none of those. I have to remain completely focused, but I have to say no, if otherwise that fatigue comes in, that thought fatigue. I can only have so many productive thoughts in a day. Questions on anything we've gone over so far?
Robert, do you think that applies to the same way to men and women?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say, somebody mentioned this to me before. Like we're men, we're wired in a way like we have to focus on one thing at a time. Like for me, if I'm multitasking or something happened, like when you mentioned, somebody calls me, my thing was off, and I had to get myself back. It takes me time.
So I'm going to say something that I have no scientific evidence that this is true, and this is going to probably piss somebody off, and that's not my intention, okay? This is just how my mind works. I don't believe in people being wired certain ways, men, women, things like that. I think if people get distracted, they get distracted. I think if people focus, they get focused. I don't think it's an ethnic thing, a race thing, a sexual thing, or anything along those lines. I think we buy into these ideas of, well, you know, men are wired differently, you know, women are more nurturers and men are more hunters and all this. Yeah, okay. Tell Tess Marquez that she's not a hunter.
It's a human thing.
Yeah, you know, tell Tess Marquez that she's not a hunter. Okay. You know what I mean? She hammers the phone and closes better than any macho male there is out there. You know what I mean? So it's not, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think it's a male or female thing. I think it's just, we're all guilty of, we get distracted, you know, and the focus on one thing. Let me share a story with you on the one thing, on why it's not a male or female thing. In my opinion, I have no scientific evidence to back this up. Nobody, men or women, are not good at multitasking. Nobody is. People do it, but it doesn't mean you're good at it. Let me give you the example. There's a guy named Jeb Blunt who wrote the book Fanatical Prospecting, Virtual Prospecting, variety of different things. We had him do a talk for us, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. And he did this exercise and he said, okay, everybody take out your paper and I want you to write down the numbers 1 through 26 and let me know when you're done. So everyone writes out 1 through 26 and they start raising their hand. And I forget the exact numbers, but let's say it was, okay, that was 15 seconds. Fastest person was 15 seconds. And then everyone was 16, 17, 18, all there. Okay, now write the alphabet. It's 26 letters in the alphabet, ABC, write that out and let me know when you're done. So they write out the alphabet in 15 seconds or so, fastest person, whatever the case may be. Everyone's between 15 and 18 seconds. Okay, great. So if you focus on just the numbers, it's 15 to 18. If you focus on just the alphabet, it's 15 to 18. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to write the number and then the letter that corresponds with it. So 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D, 5E. I want you to do that and then do that. So then everyone starts doing that. Now, all of a sudden, the first hand goes up and it's like 45 seconds. And then people are at like a minute. And then he said, and at the end of that, and this is him saying this isn't me. And at the end of that, he goes, I did this exercise to show you that you suck at multitasking. If you just focused on 1 through 26, you got it done in 15 seconds. If you just focused on A through Z, you got it done in 15 seconds. But when you were focused on 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D, it took you 3 times as long. So we're all should just be focused on one item, as you were talking about. The difference is that we have to make sure we do everything we can to limit those distractions of people asking us, the phone pinging, beeping, whatever the case may be, and say, no, I've got to focus on this one task. Because I can't do two tasks. I can't multitask and do an A level at any of them. It's not going to happen. I don't care how good people think that, oh, I'm such a great multitasker. It just means you can do a lot of things at once at a B level. Well, I'm not trying to be a B agent. I'm trying to be an A agent. I'm trying to be an A plus agent, which means I can't multitask and be A plus. It's not possible. So focus on one thing. Right now, it's prospecting. I got to focus on prospecting. That's it. Well, let's talk about role play. Role play was earlier. I got to focus on prospecting. Hey, what about this file? I got to focus on prospecting. I'll focus on my admin stuff at that time. This time is just this. I'm not answering emails while the phone's ringing, and then I'll just, oh, yeah, hey, how's it going? No. Emails are down, my dialer's up, or my cell phone's up. I'm just dialing. When I'm prospecting, I'm not multitasking when I'm prospecting. I'm not answering an email while I'm or role play. I'm not answering emails. It's like, hey, we're right here, man. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I think your price is too low. I want to list it higher. Great. Come on, let's go. That's how you get better. But we say, yes, I'll get to your email. Yes, I'll respond to your text message. No, not right now. I got to focus. One thing at a time.
Thank you.
Welcome. Good question. Other questions on what we've gone over today? No? All right. Good stuff. All right. There's still opportunities. The whole point of this is there's still opportunities, but you have to be focused because there's less opportunities the last 2 months of the year. There's less listings, less escrows, but still opportunities. And if you say no more often and just focus on the hell yes opportunities, you're still going to have a great last 2 months. All right, everybody. That's all I got. I appreciate it. Hope you got a couple things out of this today. What do we have? We have Barry, I think, sent me an email. I'm not sure if he can do 1 o'clock. I got Frank, Denise, Frank, Dave, Veronica, Donna. Let me see here. I think I need somebody for 1 o'clock. Can anybody take 1 o'clock? Could somebody take 1 o'clock? I think Barry had a dentist appointment. Anybody? Somebody? Who wants to do open mic prospecting right now? Yes, Robert, I'll do it. You're saying that, but you're muted. Elevator music it is. Fine. Awkward silence. I'm just going to stand here unmuted. Don't turn off your cameras. I'm just kidding. All right. If anyone wants to take 1 o'clock, have at it. If not, Frank will go at 1:30.
I'll take it, Robert.